Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series, and it looks like we've got Orzhov Control versus Blue-Red Control. Now, since they're both control decks, this game is probably going to be long, which favors the Fevered Visions being in play early. Now, Orzhov is a white-black deck, so theoretically they have access to spells that could destroy or remove Fevered Visions. It's just typically they have to make their focus destroying creatures. Okay, a morph from blue-red. I'm thinking it's probably a Stratus Dancer. But, since blue-red is going up against another control deck, which, they play slowly, they have a high card count for almost the whole game, the Fevered Visions is going to do work. Ooh, Gideon from the other side. And I'm wondering about the Battlefield Forge. He could be running a red splash, or he could just be using it for the colorless mana. There are plenty of options for either way. Anthony Gideon taking the 2 from Fever Visions because he's at 7 cards. Like I said, going up against another control deck when you can stick the Fevered Visions on turn 3 can prove to be very good for the blue-red side. Especially since now he's got... Oh, he's not attacking in. I was expecting an attack there. Since he's got 2 power creatures, 2 damage there would have taken him to 11. 1 less turn to wait for Fevered Visions to kill him. But, one last thing about Fevered Visions. I'd prefer to not sound like a broken record and just drone on and on and on about the benefits of Fevered Visions. But in this particular matchup, Fevered Visions puts the other control deck on a definite clock. Ooh, and a Read the Bones. That could be... That's pretty ballsy considering, that's 2 more damage to himself. He's down to 11. He's going to take 2 more from Fevered Visions. And then most likely he's going to take 4 on the next turn. So that's going to be him at 5. Which means that he has exactly 1 more turn to come up with an answer for this board, or he's going to die. He's got 2 mana open. He's still having to discard from the fact that he just drew 2 cards and got another card from Fevered Visions. So he is drawing a lot of cards. So if he's going to get an answer, he most likely will get one. And attacking all in, because in this particular instance, he's really low on life. Now, 2 mana, he could be throwing out an ultimate price. Oh, no, because they're both colorless. Sorry. Devoid and a morph. Grasp of Darkness would work. Yep, and he's going for the morph, because theoretically it could have a higher power unmorphed than it is as a morph, so it's the better choice of the 2 targets. Clash of Wills for 1, keeping the morph alive. Now, unless the Orzhov control deck can get rid of both of these creatures, well, he technically only needs to get rid of 1, but getting rid of both will guarantee another turn. because theoretically at the end of turn he could flash in another Dimensional Infiltrator. Alright, Grasp of Darkness to kill off the Morph, and it was a Stratus Dancer. And honestly, I think unless he has something better to play, it would have been not such a bad move to morph the Stratus Dancer and counter the Grasp of Darkness. But no more plays from Orzhov, so he's going to take 2 more from the Fevered Visions. End of turn, Dimensional Infiltrator. So now's his chance to kill off the other Dimensional Infiltrator, and he didn't have it. And it really came down to Fevered Visions doing work in this game. The slower pace is perfect for Fevered Visions. So let's go to game 2. Okay, turn 3 Eldrazi Displacer from Orzhov. No response from Blue-Red. Something that I saw in another match similar to this that didn't last very long because one of the players conceded the whole match was Shambling Vent on the Orzhov side. In that particular situation that we saw with the Fevered Visions, it could definitely buy some time. Stratus Dancer from Blue-Red attacking in with the Displacer from Orzhov. And Chump Block. Honestly, I was expecting him to take the 3 damage. Westvale Abbey. 4 mana, Thought-Knot Seer. A little bit of a slow start, but then again, it's a control deck, but, you know, a turn 3 drop and a turn 4 drop. Orzhov is having a pretty good start here. Also, Blue-Red did have to mulligan down to 6. Gets rid of Fevered Visions, leaves Blue-Red with Exquisite Firecraft ×2, Fevered Visions, Stratus Dancer, and Negate. And throws out the Fevered Visions. Unfortunately, he does not have another red mana, otherwise I would assume that he would have Exquisite Firecrafted the Thought-Knot Seer, because if he had the option to do that, it would have been the best choice, because throwing down a Fevered Visions in the face of 7 damage and having to pain to play it. Alright, Duress gets rid of an Exquisite Firecraft. Rattle Chains added to his hand. So that's going to be 7 damage that he can't do anything about. So Blue-Red's down to 12. And after the Duress, blinking the Thought-Knot Seer. That'll let Blue-Red draw a card, but it will also let him exile another card. And it's looking like Orzhov is going to dominate this game. And Blue-Red doesn't do anything. Unfortunately, I think he's stuck. The Fevered Visions is just a little bit too slow to help him draw out of this hole that he's in. And Orzhov smashes in for 7 more. Blue-Red's down to 5, and this is pretty much his last chance to draw a winner. Transgress the Mind. And Orzhov is not letting up on the hand disruption. In fact, he could blink the Thought-Knot Seer again. Gold Knight Castigator. I have to admit, that's not something that I was expecting to see. This is more like the blue-red aggro deck, but a lot slower. I mean, now we've seen Stratus Dancer and Rattle Chains and Castigator, it's looking a lot more like blue-red aggro. But it is possible that it was a sideboard move, but I doubt it. It looks a lot more like he's tried to make a hybrid of the blue-red control and the blue-red aggro. So blinking the Thought-Knot Seer gets rid of another Gold Knight Castigator. Blue-red is down to Island, Spell Shrivel, Clash of Wills, Rattle Chain, Stratus Dancer, and Negate. He draws his card and concedes. I'm slightly confused by Blue-Red's deck. But almost 11 minutes for this video, so I'm going to end it here. That was Orzhov Control, and I'm going to go with Blue-Red Control because it looked a lot more like Control until the last couple of turns on Game 2. So if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.